Today is Tuesday, May 20th, and the inflation numbers for Canada came out and they were hotter than expected. Is this a problem? So we saw the CPI year over year come in at 1.7% versus an expected 1.6%. The CPI core median came in at 3.2% versus an expected 2.9%. And the CPI core trimmed mean year over year came in at 3.1% versus an expected 2.8%. All of these numbers were higher than expected. The Bank of Canada closely follows the core trimmed mean and the core median. And here we are, we can see that these numbers bottomed in September of 2024 and have been moving higher. However, I want to show you this graph by Wellington Altus, and this is the Canada headline inflation rate with the shelter costs removed. You can see here that that level is just over 1%, which is below the Bank of Canada target rate of 2%. If shelter costs continue to move lower, we could see further pressure downward on inflation rates. So it's a bit of a tough picture because the numbers overall came in hotter than expected. But if you start looking at removing shelter, that actually says we're not in such a bad situation. So how did the markets react to the CPI report coming out this morning? Well, what you saw was the expectations for the Bank of Canada to cut interest rates in early June actually decreased and now stand at approximately 35% for a rate cut, which was lower than it was before the inflation rate was released.